Um, I will say that a lot of the abuse that I went through as a child, through what happened with my stepmother and my father, and also what I went through growing up, you know, in the 80s when it wasn't cool to be dark skinned, um, and dealing with the bullying and all that kind of stuff. I would say that if it followed me into my adult life, you know, I definitely dealt with the self-esteem issues, and I know I'm not the only one. And so when I went to New Birth and um, Neveah, who's the owner of 828 Salads and More, um, she's a young girl. But when she got up there, I, I could feel her pain. I could feel, it was like it took me back to that that stage where I remember how she felt. I remember the pain. I remember, you know, feeling like I wasn't good enough, feeling like I was the black sheep, feeling like nobody really loved me, feeling like I was alone, you know, feeling like I wanted to fit in like everybody else, but feeling like a loner. Like I felt that energy when I was sitting there. And that's probably why I was, you know, I wanted to connect with her. A lot of us is still dealing with childhood traumas. Let's be real about it. Let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, as we mature, we learn how to deal with it and we learn how to cope with it or whatever, you know. We become a little thicker skinned to it or whatever. But everybody got something, whether you was embarrassed because of your weight or whether you was embarrassed because you was shorter than everybody else, or maybe you stuttered growing up, or you know, maybe you grew up in a family where everybody, you know, was straight A students but you couldn't seem to get past a C. Like, I don't know, everybody got something, some trauma that they went through. And I don't care what background you're in either. I don't care if you're African American, I don't care if you're Caucasian, I don't care if you're Mexican, I don't care where you're from. Most people got some type of childhood trauma. Most people are still trying to learn how to get past the pain of being, you know, the middle child. Okay, let's go there. The middle child who felt like they, you know, they could never measure up to the older sibling, and that the baby sibling got more love than them. Let's go into all that. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? It's like when I seen her at New Birth and she got up there and you could tell, you know, she was shy, she was timid. She's an entrepreneur because she loves to make these salads and food and she likes to cook, but there's something on the inside of her that makes her feel like she's not beautiful. You think I was about to go up there and try to figure out how I was about to help her? No, because I felt that. I felt her. You know, we got this younger generation. If we don't reach out and do something to help them, if we don't reach out there and start to molding them and pulling them back out of the craziness that they've been involved, if we don't reach out and celebrate them, if we don't spend time motivating and molding them, we're gonna lose a whole generation, y'all. And we talking about the people that's supposed to lead us, the next, you know, we're gonna lose them if we don't take time to understand who they are, how they feel, what they're dealing with, the pressures that's going on, and see how we can redirect, how we can help them, you know, how we can mold them. That little girl touched my heart, y'all, because I saw little Patricia, the one who sat in the back of the class and was quiet. Believe it or not, I used to be so quiet. Because I felt like if I was quiet and silent, then people wouldn't even know I was in the room and they wouldn't pick on me. And they wouldn't call me names. Monique Brandon said, I agree. I thank God for real people's black sisters, queens still around. Yes, because we gotta step up and do something for these babies. We gotta step up and do something for these babies. You can't just sit around and be like, oh man, every time you hear about another, somebody, another kid that took somebody's life, or somebody else has got strung out on crack, cocaine, all that kind of stuff, and all you doing is shaking your head and looking at the news. No, we gotta do more than that. What happened to, big brothers and big sisters? What happened to us going out and helping these young kids? What happened to that? Miss Bree, you know what I'm talking about, Bree? What happened to that? Yeah, I felt her pain. And I'm going to do everything I can. And the crazy thing is, like I said, it ain't even got nothing to do with. I didn't reach out to her so I could help to push on the move unscripted and ATW Media and Printing and Atlanta Music Industry Group and stuff, because I was about tired of them. I was about tired of that whole scene. I'm only here by the grace of God, because God said, no, it's not time for you to let that go yet, because I was about sick of that. I went up there because God put it in my spirit, because I could see the little Patricia. The little girl that my stepmother used to lock in her bedroom and make her just eat rice. I saw that little Patricia going to school with my hair all kind of ways and my clothes not right and everybody laughing at me. I saw that little Patricia. The one that they used to pick on me because I was darker than everybody. I was even darker than everybody in my family. I saw that little Patricia. And and I don't know, something came over me. I can only say the Holy Spirit. And I think, like I said, I jumped over about 3 or 4 people in the row with me to run up that aisle to speak to her, because I'm like, I understand. I want us to embrace this younger generation. I want us to motivate them, encourage them, let them know you are beautiful. I don't care what the kids say. The kids can be mean. They can be mean, and a lot of times they're only mean because when they're at home, they're dealing with that meanness anyway. They dealing at home with family who don't know how to say you smart. They dealing with a family, maybe they dealing with a crack-headed mama or a drug addict daddy, or alcoholic situations. They dealing with molestation. They dealing with, none of what they need to nurture them. So they're coming to school and they're only releasing what they learning at home. They're only releasing what they're experiencing in their own lives. They don't mean to be mean and cruel, but what do you do when that's all you know? That's all you around. When you got your mama calling you names, when you got somebody in your family telling you that you ain't this or that, or they always calling you little fatty. I cannot stand when parents do that to their kids. Do not call your child just because she's thick. Come on with your fat self. Bring your fat A over here. I hate that. You think them kids is not being scarred by that? No, they are. I went to the American Sesh at New Birth for my medical business. I didn't go for On the Move Unscripted or YouTube or none of that. But when God has a plan, and when he has decided that you are going to be somebody's destiny helper, or somebody's going to be your destiny helper, and then you got an appointed time to be in an appointed place to do a specific thing, then that's what's going to be, and that's what's going to happen, regardless of what you planning and regardless of what you want. So that was me. I wasn't planning that. Mm. Thank you. Yeah, I really want y'all to go to. It's 828. This is her thing is 828. Let me make sure I got it right. 828 salads and more. Please like her and follow her and encourage her. She's going. So Pinky Cole of Slutty Vegan she's a awesome brand. She became a powerhouse, in the restaurant business, especially for those who like vegan food. So her and her husband held this whole thing. And they called out certain people, and you know, Neveah was one of those that she called up. She called up her and her mother. And she challenged her because when Nevaeh got up there, she was just like, her mom was speaking for her and letting her know, this, that, and the other. And they was like, well, I want you to get on the husband, so I want you to get on the mic. And when she got on the mic, she the first thing she did was she started crying. Then when she went from crying, she was just like, I'm so excited, I'm happy. And she said, because I've been dealing with low self-esteem. Oh my God, that's all she had to say. I was stepping, excuse me, I got to get over here to this front. Ow. Go and help us, help me, help her. Let her see that with God, anything is possible. Let her know that she's beautiful. Because we understand that beauty really comes from within anyway. And it shines outward. If you got ugliness on the inside, that ugliness is going to pour out on the outside. But if you got love and beauty, and if you loving yourself, and if you doing what's right on the inside, it's going to shine outward. That beauty is going to pour outward. So first you got to love you. First you got to know that you are beautiful, because God didn't make no mistakes when He created you. And whatever family that He created you to be in, that wasn't no mistake. That was His divine will. And yeah, we all got some childhood trauma and things, and that we got to overcome. But that's part of the journey. Cause see, we are spiritual beings in human flesh. So we came down here to learn some stuff. How do we know? God said, I knew you before you was formed in your mother's womb. So how do we know that we wasn't like in heaven as spiritual angels, like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do this earth thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the alcoholic mama. Yeah, I'll deal with the crackhead daddy. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this issue of abuse and stuff. Because I understand I got to learn forgiveness, and I got to learn self-love, and I got to learn these things about, self-esteem and trusting God no matter what. I'll go down to earth and do that. How we know? How you know? How I know? I don't know. So I'm going to be following her over these 30 days and beyond, because I'm one of them type of people, I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, 30 days over, been real, love you, peace out. No, that's not how I do. When I connect with someone, I connect with them. And it's lifelong. Like, as long as I can follow her and encourage her and inspire her, I will do that. And her mother. Because I understand how it is to be a mother with teenagers, especially daughters. I know how it is to be a mother trying to raise daughters and sons, especially if you're a single parent. It's not easy. You gotta understand, you got one mother, and if she got 3 or 4 kids, you got 3 or 4 personalities, 3 or 4 souls that all have their own independent needs, and they're all trying to pull from one person. And we don't always get it right. We didn't come to earth with no book on how to be the best mama, how to be the best daddy. No, we didn't. So we dealing with our own traumas, and sometimes we pass them traumas down on our kids. And that's only because our mamas and our daddies was going through trauma, and they passed it down on us. And that's because their mama and daddies was passing down on them. It's generational. It took me a long time to love the skin I was in. It took me a long time to be able to look in the mirror and say, Patricia, I don't care what they call you. You are beautiful. It took me a long time. So if I can speed up somebody else's process and let them know, I don't care what they said about you, you are beautiful. I don't care what they said, you are intelligent. I don't care what they said. I don't care what you look like. You are still a king. You are still a queen. If I can encourage somebody else, I'm going to do that. Especially when it comes to the kids. I got this special love for the kids, y'all. So please go and follow. Be a blessing to her. Help her just know that God loves her. And God will send destiny helpers in to help her. And they ain't got to be people that she knows. We got to start something. We got to help this next generation.